So earlier this week, I talked about Sidney Powell going on a podcast with right-wing faith healer Andrew Womack. Well, apparently there was a lot more to that conversation than I had originally discussed. So we have to talk about another claim that Powell made in this same podcast, where she actually said that they, didn't identify who they is, but they are killing people in order to prevent actual investigations into voter fraud in the state of Georgia, actually. And she pointed to a former Kelly Leffler aide who she says, Powell says, was blown up. They blew him up in his car because the governor was about to, according to Powell, institute a signature audit for the ballots. And this guy who got blown up was dating Brian Kemp, Georgia governor's daughter, and they killed him, she says, to basically make sure that didn't happen. Here's her exact quote. I'm going to read this. I think what we're dealing with here is pervasive and very, very dark. It's organized, it's well-funded, it's pure evil. They're willing to kill people, a la Kelly Leffler's aide in Georgia, who was suddenly blown up in his car on the way to a rally for her. He happened to be dating Governor Kemp's daughter. Governor Kemp was considering, I think, at that point, a signature audit. We are talking about trillions of dollars of global wealth at issue here. Here's the thing, though. The young man who Powell is referring to is a man by the name of Harrison Deal. Harrison Deal did, in fact, die in his car. But he wasn't blown up. He was involved in a multi-vehicle crash on I-16, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with traffic in some of those more populous areas in Georgia, like around the Atlanta area, the I-16 area. Traffic deaths are not uncommon, right? It's a very congested area. You have a lot of, out-of-state drivers that have to travel through there. Traffic deaths are very common. And unfortunately, this young man died in a multi-vehicle accident. He was not blown up in his car. He is unfortunately a traffic death. But Powell is out there trying to say that they, again, this mysterious they, killed him because he was dating the governor's daughter and they didn't want the governor to do signature audit. If I were the family of Mr. Deal, I would already have filed a lawsuit against Sidney Powell for this level of defamation on this young man who cannot go out there and clear the record. She is using his name and his death for her political gain, lying about the circumstances under which he died, and she should be sued. She should absolutely be sued for this kind of lying. Here's the thing, and I'm going to be totally honest with everybody here. I've been sued several times by right-wingers for videos I have done. All of the lawsuits, by the way, have been dropped. But I have been threatened with defamation suits. I have been threatened with slander suits. None of them went past more than being a threat. You accidentally misquote somebody on the right and they sue you. It happens. It happens frequently to those of us on the left here. And here we have this individual who, again, is already facing a $1.3 billion defamation lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems, out here lying about how this young man died freely. The right gets to lie all they want. They get to do whatever the hell they want. They get to take things out of context. They get to just make crap up. But if somebody on the left misspeaks, we get slapped with a lawsuit before the end of the day. Accidentally misspeaking, and we get sued. She gets to go out there. The outlet gets to post this idiotic, defamatory interview that she gave, and nobody gets held accountable. Yeah, I'm pissed off about this. And if I were the family of Harrison Deal, I would hit her with a lawsuit so large that it makes the Dominion lawsuit look like pocket change. Because that is the only thing that is going to stop this woman. I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe there's something wrong with her. And I think she needs a serious psychological evaluation. But until then, hit her with the defamation lawsuits, and maybe, just maybe, we can stop the crazy talk for a couple of days at least.